Despite Randy Pitchford's best attempts to destroy any credibility in the Borderlands franchise and any hype for Borderlands 4, I am still really excited for Borderlands 4. And I think many of you are too, based on the buzz and the hype surrounding all the trailers. So it was kind of exciting waiting for a collector edition, because the last few collector editions from Borderlands have actually been pretty cool, right? We had the Claptrap and, well, listen here. I saw this price, $150 US, a GameStop exclusive. And I was like, oh man, this is great. These companies finally got the message. You know, when it comes down to collector editions, we don't want to spend $250, $300. It's just too much. It's stupid. And it's turned me off from collector editions like the Ghost of Yote, which I declined getting because I just can't see spending that much on a collector edition. It's just too much. And a lot of collector editions don't come with the physical copy of the game. It's just the game code. It kind of seems counterintuitive to what a collector edition is. By the way, if you want to watch that video, I'll post a link to it in the description box below. While you're down there, please consider subscribing to the channel. But back to Borderlands 4. What the heck? $150, right? Well, hold on a minute. Hold your horses. This is the collector edition. All right, let's take a look and see what we get, right? We got the Borderlands 4, the ECHO-4 bundle. It's going to come with a cloth map of the game, which is a pretty respectable size, 17 inches by 17 inches. That's pretty nice. It's going to come with some of those shift code cards. You know, from time to time, Borderlands will release these golden codes that, give you additional in-game loot. That's cool. We're going to get a Vault Symbol necklace chain. Probably just kind of like a cheap, like cosmetic jewelry kind of thing, but it's kind of nice. You know, I have a collection of collector edition like coins and little figurines and statuettes, like small things. This would go great on that shelf. Like with the Dishonored collector edition, they gave us Emily's ring, right? That's cool. That could go on the shelf next to that. You also get the 4 double-sided lithograph art prints of the various heroes that you're going to get to select. And then the real reason you're buying it, of course, is for the ECHO-4 figure with LED lights that sits a respectable 8 inches tall. It's got a really cool base here. He looks like he's holding a crystal. The LED parts probably light up. It's got that Borderlands shading to it. So it's probably going to have a lot of those weird accents and kind of like hard cell shaded. Based on the picture we see here, it looks like it's going to pop, and I think it's going to look awesome. Hopefully, as with a lot of these other LED collector editions, it does include a way that you can plug it in and it's not battery operated like the Doom 2016 collector edition, where I have to keep switching out the batteries to get my reverb popping and looking good. Hopefully this is something that you can plug in and it could just stay on. You could wire it in with your USB hub to all your other collector editions and it's going to look great. I know. So why am I not buying this? Well, what does it say down here in the corner? Games sold separately. Borderlands 4 is not included and is required to redeem golden keys. So here I'm all excited. $150 collector edition. Oh my God, it's happening. It's a GameStop exclusive, which I'm not a huge fan of GameStop, although I got to give them credit. Their social media has been a little bit better lately, and they do seem to have some kind of funny little zingers. I still think they're very, very, very predatory on their consumers, which is why I'm not all that interested. And I just noticed now, actually, the GameStop logo is in all black. Didn't used to be like white and red. Anyways, I digress. What I don't digress about, it doesn't include the game. So is this where collector's editions have turned into? Collector editions used to be the one-stop shop. You get the game, you get the steelbook, you get the tchotchke. It's a nice complete set. Runs you anywhere from $150 to $200. You live your best life. Xbox started this a long time ago, where they started doing collector editions that were not including the game. I know State of Decay did it. I believe Sea of Thieves may have had one as well. But you're starting to see collector editions come out that are just things. And I feel like that's kind of misleading. And the fact that the game is going to be $80 puts this right back at that north of $200 price point. the same price point that made me turn away from Ghost of Yotei, which I am significantly more hyped and excited about than about Borderlands 4. I still think I would struggle a little bit picking up a Borderlands 4 game that's $80. I'm still wrapping my head around the $80 price point that we are starting to see trickle out with some games, especially when you have some phenomenal games that are more budget price that are really, really good. I think you're starting to see that kind of shift of like, what's your game going to offer? Now, I'm sure Borderlands 4 is going to be amazing because every other Borderlands has been amazing. And I'm going to sink probably hundreds of hours into this. Hopefully get to play with some of my friends, have a lot of fun, enjoy the story, get all the loot, do all the guns, all the things, explore the world, yada, yada, yada. Same thing I've done with all the other Borderlands. Is it going to be worth $80? I don't know quite yet. Is it something I want to spend $80 on? Well, my backlog is massive, and that's 3 months from now, so probably not a day one purchase for me anyway. However, selling the collector edition for $150 and then adding the $80 price point on top of it, you're going to pay tax twice. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe there is some grandiose plan to this and they feel that that $149.99 is a good enough price point for somebody to go out and say, well, you know, I'm such a big fan of the game. The collectibles look cool. The lithographs look cool. I'm interested. But I think you're starting to get into the price point with collector editions where the collector edition from the OEM doesn't mean anything anymore. There are, especially since the price point is as high as it is, I feel like you're better off at this point to go with something like First Four Figures or to, you know, like 1,000 Toys or one of those aftermarket. It doesn't even have to be a figure with articulation. It could be a static statue. It could be a bust of a character. It could be a replica weapon, a replica helmet, something that reminds you of the game that can be aftermarket, not associated with the OEM who made the game. And I think that's where I am going to start shifting my focus. I think the days of these exciting unboxing of the collector edition in the game, and you're so excited, you want to have all the official memorabilia of it, I feel like that is starting to take a back seat. Now, maybe I am one of the outliers in collector editions that actually really looks forward to the figure and the steel box or steel book as much as I do the actual game. Maybe this is maybe kind of designed more for people who, I don't know, is there a market of people who buy the Borderlands 4 ECHO-4 bundle but don't buy the game at launch and wait for it on deep discount? Maybe. Maybe there's people who buy the collector edition and never buy the game. I don't know. It seems to me, though, that using that term collector edition is something that we got to start looking at a little more closely and with a little more scrutiny. So I'm disappointed in this. I was really initially excited. I saw the tweet today at work, and I was like, oh man, I got to get home and scoop this up. You know, I always say, hey, listen, these things are going to sell out. If you're interested, buy it now. You could always cancel later. And here I'm getting all wound up and excited for it. And then I come home and I see the game is sold separately. And as you can imagine, myself and many other people are like, what the hey? Sound off in the comments below. Let me know if it's something you're interested in. You already know my answer. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.